Saturday matinee high school hockey matchup today. The Wayzata travels to the Andover Community Center to take on the Huskies. The Huskies scrapping, trying to get that first win of the season. So uncharacteristic of a Husky team. They bring Wayzata with a mark of 4-2-1. Just a tough overtime loss for the Trojans to Eden Prairie in their last outing.
Yeah, and you look at both these teams. The Huskies have never beaten the Wayzata. They come in and they've played them 4 times over the course of the Andover high school hockey history. 2 ties, 2 losses. So good chance to get their first victory not only this season but against a quality team in the history series.
Well, the Huskies certainly getting close because they had an overtime loss to Benilde St. Margaret by a score of 3-2, but they start to look like, hey, they're getting their shots, getting closer, kind of getting into the cycle, and that puck hunting starting to pay off a bit.
You can see that right there. Mark Manny, coach, 16th year. He is 257 victories, 144 losses, and 17 ties, and most importantly, 1 state championship.
Of course, Wayzata, they're led by head coach Patrick O'Leary in his 14th season, 223 wins for him, 122 losses in the state championship as well. So underway, of course, it's Wayzata in the blue with the yellow trim, moving right to left. Underway here, we'll get you caught up who's between the pipes tonight for both of these teams. And stoppage here in this first period. Huskies come out, and there's Coe trying to create a little physicality and get things moving. Pinching in Lutkin with the backhand, but then puts it right on the stick. Up and forward there for Pyle. And kicking it down below to McCoy Kurtz. In front, sets behind, collision and back, and Andover again trying to bring that puck up and come out clean. That's always the start of some great scoring chances. Murphy there whistled for the offside as the Huskies winger that time in by a half a step.
Yeah, good start for the Huskies. Good energy level coming out of the puck drop, and really, you talked about a couple of good goaltenders. For Chase Pruitt, outstanding season so far, and we'll get into his stats too, Joe.
Joe rolling along with Jim Childs. Jim Childs, a pretty good year so far for you as well.
Yeah.
He comes in, scores right there, big feed, and finding the open net and finishing. Wayzata goes up here just 70 or 51 seconds in.
Max Lutke with the goal. That's his 6th of the year, and he was a benefactor of just some excellent passing by the Trojans.
Electric on that goal. It happened so quickly that a good feed, finding the backside on that doorstep. As I mentioned, Max Lutke, the team leader in goals, now with 6 on the season. Huskies came out, some physical approach, maybe a little out of control or a little out of position there. Moving back, Wayzata again, a wrister. As you mentioned, it's been some excellent goaltending by Cash Pruitt, but it helps to have that support around as well. Inside the blue line now, circling again. Tried to poke check, still with it. Shot from the dot here. Big rebound, kicks out after the initial save by Pruitt. Huskies will try to move it out, but in fact, they just dump it through the neutral zone. They'll make some changes here as Wayzata get a team 4-2-1. And they started their season, Jim, I know this is going to hurt, with a 3-2 win in overtime over Moorhead.
Well, we got a chance to see Moorhead, and that's an impressive victory. I got a chance to watch that game, and Wayzata definitely had the legs under them. Really nice game for them.
Erickson with the overtime game winner there for Wayzata in that first game of the season. Huskies put the charge on here. Sanders brings it along the board. Trying to set it up, and defensively there's Ballon. Wayzata on the breakout. Good speed, far side. Electric in the move. Shot. And this one goes there at the top, and a collision. They're in goal with Pruitt. Some great speed firing off that time. And you'll see that throughout the game here from Wayzata. A hard check there absorbed as Sanders lights up one of the Wayzata players, but they need to reset the goal after that quick move on the right wing that time by the Trojans.
Yeah, nice hit on the boards by Sanders. Staying away from the penalty, did it the right way. And a little physicality early in the game for the Huskies.
Wayzata won that first game against Moorhead, then lost the next game to Maple Grove, then stacked 3 wins to get things going on their season. Currently ranked as the number 8 team in Class 2A. Drop pass here, moving in. Sanders, he'll take the shot near there. Rebound kicked out. Follow-up shot by Nato. That hits traffic, deflects off to the corner. Sweeping at the puck, and now bringing it back the other way comes Bierman. Little toe drag, moves it in, and right on goal, forcing Cruitt to make the save as Colin Bierman makes a move.
Boy, we're seeing some speed from that Wayzata team, those forward lines. And like I mentioned, they skated well against Moorhead. We're seeing that skating again tonight. Good speed on the outside.
Face-off here comes to the right of Cruitt. Cash has certainly seen his serving of biscuits here early this year. There's a wrister. He gets a glove on, deflects, follows its way to the corner, holding the far point. Now here's a wrister shot in traffic in front, and Wayzata not at all hesitant about putting some contact on Cash Cruitt in front. Huskies will try to break out. Good pass, tape to tape across the way. Letkin on his pass, disrupted, and back the other way comes Wayzata. They make a move down to the corner. I believe that was Roeder for Wayzata, lunging after it. Cross rink, setting up, sets up. Now an explosive move in, a wrister that misses the net altogether. An attempt by Langfeld. Langfeld gets it back at the half wall, drops it down low, attempting to feed that time Foy. Move in now and whistle for the offside. Again, McCoy Kurtz ready for that pass, but whistled for the offside. The Trojans.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, Cam Langfeld, he's really been a nice catalyst so far. You can see right there, good stick movement, waited for the puck, got onside, and had his head up. He's one of those guys that can help carry a team for a time.
Chris Pyle wins that draw for Wayzata, and that allows Wayzata to bring it in and bring it deep as you look at D. St. Hubert. Skate ability, 6'1", senior, headed to Yale.
Yeah, I don't think they take you or I, Joe. At least they wouldn't take me. I know that.
I take him based on his name alone.
Well,
Finn,
yeah, that's
D. St. Hubert. But, yeah, got to be a brainiac. Also, to
good hockey player and a smart kid. That's a lot of things going wrong for that guy.
Inside the blue line, controlled. Now, Finn sends it back down. This one scores again on the doorstep. A good feed from the opposite side. And a cutter coming in that back door again, and they lost track that time of Pyle.
Christopher Pyle with his, Pyle with his first goal of the season.
Correct. Celebration, and you can see the cut. D. St. Hubert with this feed. It comes off. I couldn't tell if there was a rebound in the blue that kicked it back, but you know what? Stick was down on the ice, and Pyle bears it for his first goal of the season. Quickly, Wayzata up 2-0 here with 12.5 to play in this first period. Huskies and Sauer here knocked the puck down at the blue line. They'll have to take it back through the neutral ice. Head up ahead. Murphy will give chase. Near side here, taking it back behind the net again. Finn St. Hubert. Anyone I've known with the name Finn can score. They just have the score ability comes with that name Finn.
Well, you think the one that comes to mind is Finn Brink that was a thorn in Andover side for a number of years.
Absolutely. That comes right to mind. In the corner here, moving it back again, trying to set. That's Moldy. Shot top of the face-off circle, hits traffic, does not make it to Cruitt. There's Sauer. Sauer now back behind a feed that gets by and beyond the blue line. Coming out to try to get in that play was Ryan Pellinger, the goalie for Wayzata. Now a chance. The numbers here. Moving in, Babineau. Babineau waits, takes the shot. I think that hit traffic on the cut and did not make it to Pellinger. Shots on goal already here in this first period. 8-0 in favor of Wayzata, and the score reflects that. Half the wall, working up the Huskies across ice, off the skate, deflects off of Langfeld and on to the defense, and the stick that time of Bellon. Milan moves it up. Huskies try to control. Players go down. No penalty. Continuing to poke and prod at it. Here are the sideboards. Unable to lunge and hold the zone that time. Wayzata moving it in. Langfield again. Tries to move it through. He and Babineau kind of converge into that same area. And the puck controlled in the corner and moved out by Wayzata. 10:40 to go in the first period. Losing an edge on the turn that time was Babineau. And we are going to get ourselves a penalty.
Yeah, I think it's going to be too many skaters on the ice. Well, maybe not. Actually, the Maddox and Babylon will go off. Number 10. Or number 4.
Yep, Maddox, Ballon.
Yep.
5'10", 160. Couple of assists. Huskies get a look at their power play. They come in on the season at 17% on the power play. 5 of 29. Wayzata gets control after an initial shot and sends it length to the ice. Penalty kill at 86% for the Trojans this season. Set it up back behind, some good reach. Wayzata puts it. Nato holds the zone, sends it across, and this time pass deflected just beyond the blue line that time by Kurtz. Skating now, dropping, moving it down low. The Huskies try to set up their power play. Coming in quickly with a quick move. Babineau slicing, dicing, moving that stick in the blue, but covering up on top of it is Ryan Pallinger in no better time to get some more info on the Wayzata goal.
Yeah, Pallinger comes in with a 2-1-1 record. He's 921 save percentage, solid save percentage, 205 on the goals against.
106 left on the man advantage. Wayzata wins that critical faceoff and rings it along the board. Back to Cash Crude, who comes out behind the cage to settle the puck. Moving up now. Huskies here. Nato dumps it down below. Fanning, the first attempt to clear Wayzata, so they'll do it again. Opposite side of the wall in front of the Wayzata bench. And the Huskies are forced back again. Just 35 seconds left on the power play here for Andover. Chance here in the first period. They got this deficit in half. Moving in, Sauer at the dot. Leaves it there, fires a spinner with a pirouette that time by Leopold. Missed the net. Huskies are going to be forced back out to reset. Lutkin has control here, carries it, and now backhands it back behind the net. 10 seconds left on the power play. Huskies trying to get control of the puck. Wayzata will send it length to the ice one final time during this penalty kill. Successful penalty kill there. 1-for-1 are the Trojans. Back at full strength, and we are midway through this first period with a 2-0 lead for Wayzata.
Yeah, good penalty kill by the Wayzata Trojans.
Back again, and you see Wayzata just swarm that puck. A backhand here, pitchforked deep into the far corner by Torrey Schmidt for Wayzata. They'll get to the corner, try to control. Huskies reverse and send it to the far corner. Back again, Rickley trying to get by the defender. The freshman loses control of the puck, rolls off of his stick, and a breakout opportunity comes the way here for Wayzata. They'll move it down below, and the thing with Wayzata, their first couple of goals have come on that backside, the back door. They're passing and so savvy and accurate that they're looking for a spot to toss that puck to. And they've got the speed and the ability to finish to close up on those opportunities.
You're absolutely right. And you just see that backside get crashed almost every time it's on the near side.
Foy whistles it in. That'll allow the Huskies to make some wholesale changes with 7.5 to play in this opening period. Huskies trying to itch out that first win, but that first goal will begin everything. We saw it yesterday as the Andover Husky girls had an impressive win over Warroad. It took that one goal that unleashed another two in the same period. From the near point, a wrist that's deflected off the stick of Cash Cruitt, and we talked about Cash Cruitt and his numbers on the season.
Yeah, excellent so far. 0-7, but he has got a 3.25 goals against, a 907 save percentage. And you saw right there, Joe, on the backside, you could see the Huskies made some adjustments to make sure someone was covering on that backside.
Face off to the right of Cruitt, controlled. Defensively there by Wayzata. He'll loop it back behind, giving chase as Kurtz centers it off the skate of a line mate there in Hendricks. Now another effort from behind, trying to find it in front, but instead it's pickpocketed by Andover, but not able to clear. Holding the zone was Malone. Shot short side that time, lifted over the top and deflected. Maybe Cruitt got a piece of it on that shot attempt by Hendricks, and then the puck wildly flicked over the top of the Wayzata bench, and we'll get a face-off.
So the Huskies said, had some puck possession during that penalty kill. Still only 2 shots on goal, and getting pucks on goal is something that they're going to really sorely need in this one to see if they can get past these guys.
Absolutely, Jim. Another face-off win. Cutting through the fence, taking a good shot that time. Some juice coming away of Eli Moldy that time. He 3 goals, 6 assists on the season, but he navigated his way through the defense and got a good wrister.
And see right here, he just pulls it back. Good vision. Trojans did not screen Cruitt.
Face-off win for Wayzata to the corner. Trying to hold the zone. It's deflected back in, deep again this time by D. St. Hubert. From the corner, D. St. Hubert has it at the near point. Works it down low. Now tries to toss one in front of the net. Deflected. Some traffic in front. Now it caroms to the far corner. A fast-moving first period here. Just under 6 to play. 5:56. A 2-0 lead. We'll get another face-off.
You can see Eli Moldy kind of going on that backside again, and he was wide open. If that puck got through, he would have had no problem and an open net for the Trojans.
Another good game going on here today. Stillwater taking on Rogers, a team that the Huskies started their season off again. Moving in here, the one loss for Rogers has come against St. Thomas Academy. Their lone loss so far tonight for the 3 o'clock game will be a great matchup in Stillwater.
And St. Thomas Academy has been lights out this year.
Kicking it out here, straddling the puck out in front. Drew Peterson. Our shot here. Not a puck in the net, but a Husky is in the net. Might have been Rickley, and trying to hold off that force and the power of Wayzata. Trying to bring it on that back door.
And, nice job by Rickley just to make sure he's just getting some sticks in front of some Wayzata players.
That was Colmanero who sent Rickley to the ice. Pinching in here, a shot just above the face-off circle is deflected, knocked down far in front of the goal. Huskies give chase. We'll have a look here. Rings it along, just going to pull the trigger, and this puck rolls off the stick. Oh. More in front there. That was Peterson with that initial attempt. Huskies do not pinch in, and that allows Wayzata to come out with the numbers. 3-on-2. Pass the pass. Good look. A cut again. Attempt on that back door. Just missing with that attempt was Colmanero. It's a good feed. Again, you can see that speed really puts you on the back of the skates. For me, that's never been a good thing. Sanders at half wall rings it. Langfield tries to seal off any Wayzata players coming. Snapping it back around, trying to get something going. Murphy there. But now Wayzata. That's a good look here for Coe, who's pestering.
Nice shot by Coe.
Excellent forecheck and keeping that pressure. Sanders' shot makes it all the way through. A high saucer rebound up top, brought down by Coe. And now it's a chance for Wayzata on the transition. Another run here as that fourth line now in. Bierman had it momentarily. Roeder also on that line. Bierman doing some of the chasing there and collides with Sanders behind the net. 3:40 to go, and Wayzata been playing downhill since the opening face-off. They scored less than a minute into this first period. Huskies have some numbers, but they're also on a line change. Sauer will give chase and try to move it back in half wall, deflects back out, forcing the Huskies and NATO to head back and retreat the puck.
You see a little bit of juice coming. You saw it from Keaton Coe for a little while, and then it kind of gets diffused. There's NATO.
NATO there, I didn't know if it was poke checked or a drop pass, but he brought some juice and a good run up icing. Came away empty-handed, did the Huskies. This pass a little long. It's going to cause one of those famous whistles for icing.
Well, there hasn't been many of those at all so far. It's been back and forth. And, the Huskies, we saw it, tough first period against Moorhead last week, and then they came out in the second period, had an excellent period.
Wayzata with a win on that face-off. Held at the near point. Lutkin in front gets a shot on the doorstep there. Was Rickley looking for the loose change, but a nice save made by Bellinger.
Rickley's been really impressive so far. We've seen him. He's, you put a freshman in against 17, 18-year-olds. He's been able to stand his own with some new teammates, and he's been a good addition for the Huskies.
Scrapping for it on this face-off, emerging with the puck. Wayzata tried to pass out, stepping in front, disrupting that outlet pass was Andover. Now circling back up front as you get a look at Giacomini, number 16. Trying to get a pass out here. He's the one who shut down the pass. Big blast. Giacomini that time tried to get a tip and a redirect, unable to do so. That forces NATO back for Andover as he retrieves the puck. Tries to get it out, jumping the pass, kept it inside just the blue line. A whistler that time, Carson Clark defensively, showing some speed and explosiveness there for Wayzata at the half wall. Redirecting it back to the corner. Wayzata sets up, now moves, cutting it. Shot below the dot that time is just wide. Now coming back with another shot and a glove save. Well done there by Cash Cruitt, who has just seen his 14th shot on goal here in this first period.
Had a chance to talk to some of the Huskies ahead of time, and they talked about how they were so close against Benilde St. Margaret, who is one of those teams that always seems to be in the top echelon of 2A.
Of course, the lone tie this year for Wayzata, a 1-1 tie versus White Bear Lake. Game in that first week of December. 4-2-1 for the Trojans. They're coming out with some speed, some flash, and some explosive skating. Jumped out to a 2-0 lead as we're approaching a minute to play in this first period. Wayzata dumps it behind the net. Now they'll try to hold the zone. They do just that. Nicely done by Clark. Brings it along the board to the opposite corner. You got to keep an eye open on that backdoor cutter here for Wayzata. Some pretty thorough passing. Great dimes. They illustrated that on the first couple of goals. Sent right back in. Cash Cruitt sticks it out through the neutral zone. Now on the stick defensively there for Finn D. St. Hubert. A carry and top line back out there. Sauer has some spots, some room. I'll look here and right in front, point blank opportunity. Cruitt with the save after the shot taken by Colmanero.
Yeah, Colmanero. Take a look at the standings right now for the Northwest Suburban Conference. Rogers up on top along with Anoka. Big surprise. Anoka up there as well. Maple Grove, Blaine, Centennial, Champlain Park. 1 win, 1 loss so far. It's early in the season, and we'll see that change quite a bit throughout once we get into conference play.
D. St. Hubert shadowed there by Sauer, trying to find a turnover. He has it there at the half wall. A no-look backhand by Coe could not connect with sour, so they meet again in the near corner. In front, Coe trying to win the battle in that slot spot, and now it's a breakout for Wayzata. 5 seconds left, whistle for the offside, and we'll get another face-off.
That opportunity right there late in the period. Coe battling out front. So,
other wins this year for Wayzata have come with Duluth East, Rockridge, and Centennial. And that takes us to the end of this first period. 2-goal lead for Wayzata. They start with a spark.
Yes, they certainly did. 51 seconds in, goal by Max Lutkin, and then followed up with another goal by Christopher Pyle, his first of the season, 2-0.
Huskies brings the fire in the puck hunt as that will continue in the second period, do not go away. It's the Huskies down 2-0 to Wayzata, and we'll return with that second period shortly.
To Riverdale Church. With fresh flowers, locally grown produce, and artisan goods, it's always a treat to see what's new. The supportive and collaborative atmosphere among the vendors is truly great to see and enhances the market experience. Whether you're a longtime visitor or new to the farmers market, there's always something fresh and exciting to discover. Don't miss out on the live music, adding a special touch to your visit. Remember, the market runs every Tuesday from 2 to 6 p.m. until the end of October. It's a perfect opportunity to support local farmers and artisans while enjoying high quality and adding fresh products to your meals. See you at the market.
Very good. Well, my name is Joe Field, and that's significant because I actually found out 6 years ago that isn't my name. 6 years ago, I actually found my dad for the first time. I was 60, so it kind of gives you a clue as to my age. But aside from that, I found my dad, even though I was never adopted. My mother had died 20-some years prior, never told me who it was except he was a fireman or a fire in the Air Force. That's all I had to go on other than the city of my birth. So decades of trying to find him off and on. I grew up fatherless, in the projects, in poverty, evicted 7 or 8 times. But somehow I made it to, on the law school and became an attorney. It was quite a journey, but throughout my life, like one piece of a puzzle missing out of 1,000 pieces, it just bugged me that I didn't know who my dad was. And then I was able to find him 6 years ago. And I share that in the book, how I did that. It does have something to do with DNA, family trees and things of that sort. That comes in handy. 7 new siblings. They accepted me with wide open arms, which is amazing. So I wrote this story about how I found my dad, but the story became more than that because they had, they want to know, well, where did I live? How did I become a lawyer and all this? So I wrote this story, this memoir of being raised fatherless. But see, Finding Joe Adams, that's my book, Finding Joe Adams. That's my dad's name. We were featured on national television, Fox and Friends, when we met back on July 29th, 2017. Actually, we were on TV together 2 days later, and they interviewed us. And it was a wonderful time. I flew down to the Houston area to meet him. And it was a powerful, impactful time. And that one missing piece of the 1,000-piece puzzle was snapped into place, and it completed something. But my emotions were so strong, I had to write about that story and then write about my rather quirky, eventful life that I equate to The Pursuit of Happiness meets Forrest Gump. Oh boy, that's a mixture. That's my life. And I wrote this story, and I've gotten an award from Reader's Favorite, Bronze Medal in Christian Nonfiction, because Finding Joe Adams is not only about finding my dad, it's about God finding me. And My name is actually Joe Adams too, I learned. And so it has a couple meanings. And so it's a talk about my faith walk, a God I stiff-armed most of my life, but later in my life I came to accept him, and I began to see how he used other people to steer me in the right direction. And so this is a story about overcoming obstacles. It's about finding someone, a relative, a family member that you haven't seen, that you want to connect with, and how can you go about doing that? I explain that process in this book, but it's primarily about what it takes to overcome those obstacles that seem to always have you down. It's a book of encouragement and perseverance. So that would sum it up in a few minutes, and what Finding Joe Adams is all about. By the way, it did get a silver medal by Reader's Favorite a year later for a nonfiction audiobook. So it's an audiobook format as well. So that is it about Finding Joe Adams.
I am Jen Stump, and we are at Andover at the Lions Park off of Bunker and Hanson. So this event, it's the first annual, so we're going to give it a try, and it's just an ice cream social. So for anybody in the community, come on out and get free ice cream. So the Andover Lions, we are a volunteer nonprofit organization. And so within Andover, we get together monthly and we do service projects throughout the year. We raise money for donations for the community. Anything in Andover we try to do to help. We've been Andover Lions for many, many years, and we're just really trying to give back and to get our name out. IMCA in the fall for trick-or-treating and whatnot and the different activities. But yeah, we bake groceries, we get together, we volunteer at Hope for Youth, so we just try to get out there and we're open to new ideas. There's multiple ways to support the Andover Club. You can donate always, you can come to events, we have meetings once a month. If you want to come to a meeting, we meet the second Wednesday of every month, and it is at the Andover Community Center at 6 p.m.
The City of Andover is in the middle of a meter changeout program. We are working mainly right now from the 1987 to meters in houses that were built in 2000. So that's the year built of the house. This is an example of what are in our older homes. It's an old brass-bodied meter. This one's taken apart already. And these older meters, this is what makes how the meter counts. So it has moving parts in it, and as the meter gets older, it'll start making noise. It'll make this ticking noise, which can be very annoying for residents mainly when irrigation's running higher flow amounts. And these older meters have this screen in them, and over many, many years, there's small holes in there. They can start to get plugged up, and you'll start to notice decreased pressure in your home. So that's part of the reason we're changing out too. This is the meter head that counts the flow going through the house. And these old meters, the technology only allowed the meter to count in 1,000 gallons. If you were able to look at this, you would see the single gallons, but when it would actually talk to our radio, This is an example of the new meter we're putting in houses now, and this is the radio that would talk to this meter or an old meter. The difference between the new and the old being this one would talk in 1 gallons, the old meter would talk in 1,000 gallons. May not seem like a big difference, but when we are able to talk in that 1 gallon, we're able to get an alert, say your house is continuing to use 100 gallons an hour, 200 gallons an hour, never goes to zero. That, with our system, it would give us an alert saying, hey, this house on 154th Lane has never stopped using water for the last 24 hours. We would be able to go through our records and try to notify the homeowner by an email or a phone number. If we can't get a hold of anyone and it looks like it's a lot, we would send someone out just to investigate. Say someone's gone on vacation in the winter and the worst happens, a pipe breaks. We would be able to at least try to shut the water off to mitigate any further damage from happening to that house.
So far, they have changed over 1,600 water meters and hope to change out about 3,600 water meters in total. They will continue the process next winter to reach that goal.
The new plastic meters, I don't know if the camera will show it, but it's straight through. There's no moving parts. There's nothing in here to make noise. It's just a chamber that goes straight through with like 2 magnets that are sending a little magnetic field through that stream of water. That's how we're able to, get our reading. So no things to click or make noise or, annoy anyone in the middle of the night when the irrigation turns on. So that's kind of an overview of our meter change-out program and some of the reasons why we're doing that.
If you have questions about your water meter or to set up a time to change your meter, you can contact Andover City Hall.
In a world where physical health often takes the spotlight, it's easy to overlook an equally important aspect of our well-being, mental health. Yet despite its significance, mental health is often stigmatized, misunderstood, or simply neglected. From creating awareness to offering education and community wellness grants to hosting our annual 5K walk for mental wellness, the Mental Wellness Campaign for Anoka County is creating a community where mental health is as important as physical health. Let's break the silence, erase the stigma, and prioritize mental health. Together, we can create a world where everyone feels supported, understood, and empowered to live their best lives. The Mental Wellness Campaign for Anoka County, your mental health matters.
Huskies ready to head back to the ice, and so is that dinosaur back to the ice ages. Did you see how I tied that in?
That
I
was
don't know what kind of a dinosaur
I was
that
waiting for that. I saw that. I'm like, Joe, how long are we going to do that? Let's take a look at that first period recap as Wayzata came right out of the gate, Joe. Pretty impressive play right here. 51 seconds in.
And they did. They brought the juice early. Did the Trojans.
The backside, that was Max Ludke. Assist by Cruz and Eli Molden.
Huskies try to, match that speed, match the scoring opportunities. And there could have been a lot more goals if not for some play between the pipes there by the Cash. ATM, Pruitt.
Yes.
Future hockey players there getting a look at rinkside just behind the boards as the Huskies looking to get that gem going. An NBA.
Yeah, a hockey player. He's representing both sports. That's excellent. So shots are 16-5. Second goal was scored by Christopher Pyle and Finn D.C. Huber got the assist along with Hendricks as they took a 2-0 lead early. Huskies were able to kind of just hold on. Had a power play, had a couple of opportunities on the power play, just couldn't punch it past Hillinger.
Very meticulous-like passing and execution for Wayzata. And they came out in such a flurry, a rush. You couldn't help but be on your heels if you're the Huskies, even though you're prepared for it. And the Huskies, thus far this season, Been outscored 11-25 here as we begin the second period. But he had a chance to speak with some of the players, Jim, for the Huskies before the game, and they are very positive about the way they've been playing and some opportunities in the last couple of games.
Yeah, certainly. And, you know, to be honest, the most important game will be the last one of the season. That's, you know, when you get into sections, and we'll see how the Huskies come out here.
With a rush looking to move it up. A pass that just cannot connect. Looking to his left. The puck went to the right. Huskies get there defensively. NATO and tries to move it out. They'll move it out, but put it right on the stick defensively there for Clark. Clark moves around. Deflection put right on the stick, and now giving chase on the pile. One time on the knee. Deflects. Misses the net. Huskies will get there first, but again put it right out to center ice and right on the stick of the defense and the blue liners there for Wayzata. Wayzata sends it right back in, a delayed offside, and now it's back on here. Cannot connect. They wave off the ice. Pass attempt there for Andover going deep. Again, as you mentioned, Jim, 16-5 shots on goal after this first period. Wayzata off the glass, a nice pass. 3-on-2 quickly emerges now for Wayzata behind the net. They are flying here, coming out again this second period. Unable to hold the zone at the near point. Forced to get back is Erickson. Erickson sends it across to D. St. Hubert. Hubert sends it deep. Langfield trying to work his way out. A little give and go back as he was about to hit center ice. A poke checked off of his stick as the Huskies try to make some of these adjustments, and you see him defensively also trying to get in and chase. Trying to get some forechecking in the play. And there's Langfield at the near board. He's tied up there and taken down. No penalty. They'll continue to play near side here. Race to the puck ensues, but it's no go. It's a icing for Wayzata.
We're seeing the strength of the Huskies at blue line. Chase Nadeau and along with Lugin, Johansson, Rogers, Sanders, and Willard. One person missing today is Drew Law, and Dougie is he's got a little bit of an injury. Sounds like he'll be back this next week. That'll help strengthen that blue line for the Huskies.
There you see a family member with the Lutke hat. For Wayzata, kicked in now. Half ball, poke checked away, still holding the zone. And a backhand takes it deep into the corner. There first will be O'Connell. And the near side, Naraki. Now far side, a shot that's deflected, hops the stick there of NATO, who tries to clear. Another attempt to hold the zone, but now NATO carries out. He's got some speed. Shot puts on, stick save sent to the near quarter. They're in fact by Pellinger. Huskies converge on the puck. Trying to send it deep. Here's a look. Shot from the dot. That may have gone off the posters. It was a good-looking wrister that time, but unable to convert. The shot by Larson. Back the other way. Numbers 3-on-2. Here they come. It's Wayzata. Drops it. Slot. Shot. Save is gobbled up by Cass Cruitt.
Great job. Good lateral movement by Cruitt to keep that puck and just not follow the man, but follow the puck. So you can see right here, Rickley came off with the puck right here, landed right on his stick, shot, and just past Pellinger, but past the goal as well.
I thought that got the post, but I didn't hear it.
You didn't hear it on the replay?
I did.
Oh, you did. Cruitt again with another nice save.
The beauty of technology, how you can now hear audio on those, those replays. Shot right on goal, 1350, and ready to go. Kind of love this Saturday afternoon gig.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Last night, good hockey here with the girls, and today, doubleheader.
And I'm sure, Jim, you can get at that shopping right after this game. I know I gave you a long list.
I did. But I've got Santa Claus has got his sleigh filled up for you, Joe.
He gave you that list.
I heard you've been a pretty good guy this year.
Also, Joe Pro gifts and perfect stocking stuffers here. The Huskies would like a goal as a stocking stuffer to target this. And you can just tell. I'm telling you, the mindset and their attitude, they're trying to get at it. They're close. They're playing so much better. Yes. That you got to have that mindset as well as you approach this. And you're right, Jim. It all comes down to postseason, towards that end of the year, getting things playing just right.
Absolutely.
And if there's a coaching staff that can do it, they're behind a bench full of Huskies right now. There's a look at Sauer trying to power his way in, but good stick work. Drops it there. Wayzata tries to commandeer it in. Now they take it in the corner. Moving it. Controlled. Hard check that time. Bierman. Right up by Sauer. On a breakout. That pass just behind Coe. And as it goes behind him, it springs off the boards and gets beyond his reach. And that's a turnover to Wayzata. Brought back again. Both teams giving it a run. Johansson here moves through. Shot from the face-off circle. This one just wide of the mark. Kicking it back out. We're looking at Langfield being chased that time by Pyle. Pyle with the second goal for Wayzata in that first period. Moving it up just beyond the blue line and on the stick of D. St. Hubert. Drop pass. Cannot convert. Nice disruption defensively there for the Huskies. Now giving a run is Brody Peterson. He's got some speed. Turnover in the corner. Couple of players still scrapping at it. Nato at center ice. A nice pirouette. Avoids a check. Puts a backhand, and the puck heads into the Huskies bench. 11:58 left here.
Cooper Johansson. Nice shift on that one. Good physical hit right out in front, right by the dot in front of us. And then had a nice offensive run with the shot just off the pad of Hellinger.
For Wayzata, it's like stick skills and ice thrills. They have been their winning formula here the past couple of decades. Foy chips it in. Now giving chase. First to the puck. Andover trying to apply some of that pressure. Unable to sustain the pressure and coming right back out through neutral ice. Sent into the near corner, sending it right back out again. There to collect it, D. St. Hubert. Right back in. A stick stop that time by Cruitt. This one forces Wayzata back behind their net. Now they'll set it up and engineering their way up ice as D. St. Hubert tries to get a long pass up and unable to convert. Will get the ice. 18-6. Shots on goal right now for Wayzata.
Eli Moley just hanging by that right behind the defense and just missed that as that puck was rolling.
Well, they always say that, an optimist sees the donut and a pessimist sees the donut hole, and there's the value of an optimist. A great shot by Nato.
And it was tipped. I think it was tipped by Sauer it was tipped by Sauer. So, yeah, shot, and nice recovery. The next goal after that was going to be the most important goal. You can see right here, it gets back to Nato. Nato, hard shot, and just a great tip by Sauer right past Hellinger.
Even in slow motion, that shot was zipped and sniped. Beautiful goal. Way to get up on top. And again, you can see that mindset trying to make its way here for the Huskies. And, I was going to say that a pessimist sees the donut hole, an optimist sees the donut. And right now, the Huskies are seeing that donut and using that donut as a puck to score there and cut into this deficit. Huge goal here for Andover. You can tell they're so close to turning that corner. And now here comes Coe. On a pass up ahead, here comes Sauer moving in. Sauer puts a shot, rebound, kicks back out, cutting in, looking for that rebound. But it was Rogers. He couldn't control, but he does control at the far point now. Here's a wrister. That one deflects back. A centering through the blue. Could not get a stick down. Good Andover there in an attempt, but now back was Wayzata. 2-1 lead for Wayzata, but such a huge goal here for Andover. And that puck had some velo and a nice deflect by Sauer for the goal. Puck just in front of us, almost like suspended in time, wasn't it, Jim? In front of us.
It was.
Back out moving it in, stopping here. Peterson trying to hit a cutter, puts it on goal, forcing the save that time by Pellinger. Pellinger, a junior, career goals against average of 2.05. Cutting in now, trying to reciprocate that pressure was Bierman. Shot here just from the near board, a pad save kicked to the opposite board. Deflected from the shot as Wayzata trying to get that buzz back that they had in that first period, and the Huskies got what they came out to get here to start the second period, and that was to cut the deficit in half on that even strength goal.
Yeah, and Sauer had another chance as he landed right on his stick, came in, and just able, a nice job by Pellinger to be able to get it off to a corner, not allow that big rebound.
A corner now. Karam's back up to about the half wall off the shot here behind the boards. Drifts to the corner. Huskies, you can tell they've picked up the pace. Of course, the pace of Wayzata also assists with that as well. It's a quick burst, explosive team. Wayzata still the 2-1 lead. They came in with a mark of 4-2-1. And back again. Last year, these two teams met. It was a 6-2 win for Wayzata. Swatting, incoming off the deflection, and Pruitt sends it to the corner. But Wayzata still with possession. Rister goes up top, then right down again. I think dropped like an elevator. Quicker than an elevator. Again, back again, far side. D. St. Hubert sends it across the dot, and now trying to squeak it in the near side. No success. It flutters high in the air to the corner. The Huskies are trying to control and dig it out and move it up. We're beyond the midway mark of this game here. 8:15 to play in the second period. Cutting in, eluding the check in the defense. That shot here goes right by on, and a good move and a beautiful save by Pruitt.
Yeah, Erickson came in. Nice move, and Pruitt just got that pad out on that lower stick or glove side. Able to save that. Great job by Pruitt.
Erickson this year, 2 goals, 6 assists. As I mentioned, he had gotten a game winner in the first game of the year in that 3-2 win over Moorhead in overtime. Here's Auer. Carries in, puts a shot through and misses the net, crashing in near side. A bump from the back. They'll continue play. Trying to utilize some of that numbers and the speed. Wayzata rushes it back. Coe does a great job of tangling it up. Now in the high slot, a shot goes up top. A save off the shoulder that time of Pruitt. I'm not so sure they have the padding for that shot. That looked like it went right off of that clavicle.
Yeah, quite.
I don't know if we can find any more C's. A Cash Pruitt clavicle.
Yeah, and that one it jumped off Murphy's stick, jumped right over his stick, back on to Ludke, who's looking for his second goal.
Lukey leads the team in goals for Wayzata with 6. Turning, firing, but over the top and fanning on that shot attempt was Wayzata. Breakout here. Peterson guides it to the corner. Leads his teammate, line mate on it all the way down. Still in the corner, moving it to the near side. Risking at it. Feld is there, trying to dig it out. Waiting up top is Peterson. Finally a breakout. Looks behind. Poke check coming over to try to lend a hand. I believe that's Babineau. Wayzata's able to move it out. A long pass. Puts right on the stick of Langfield. Langfield moves in. Tries to move by, toe drag by the defender. Has it now to the corner. Looks behind the net, surveys out in front. Shot just beyond the dot, scores! The Huskies have tied this up at 2-2, and you can see the speed and the quickness. Now they have that explosiveness and a 2-2 tie on the goal for the Huskies by number 4, Owen Lutkin.
Lutkin, Babineau, and I mean, that was a gritty goal. That was a lot of effort that got put into it. Lutkin with an excellent shot. But just to keep the momentum going, great job by the Huskies. Pass right inside the circle, and great screen out front. Excellent screen out front by the Huskies.
Hey, the formula for that was a lot of forechecking as well. Well done for the Huskies. First goal of the season for Letkin. It's a 2-2 tie, 2-0 Wild here in the second. 6:22 remaining here in this second period. Race to the puck ensues, emerging. It's on the stick now. Sauer circles around, now looks out front. Tries to send it in through traffic. Lots stored up just outside that blue paint. Wayzata will try to work it out, holding the zone. Far point here, whistles it around the board, does Andover. Jumping in front, nice play defensively. Johansson in front had the look, but he had to like the effort. He burst in front to get that pass along the board. Out front control, Huskies have it on their stick. They're going to wait for some support, puts it off the board. It's on goal, forcing the save without having to take an ice. Poke checked away. Foy disrupts enough there to put the puck defensively on a teammate. And that's Sanders who moves it down. Huskies are really dialing it up here, putting more pressure. A 2-2 tie. Again, they were down. The Huskies down 2-0 to Benilde St. Margaret when they tied it up. Check there. Hard check absorbed by Rick Lee. And back comes Wayzata inside, trying to move it down, trying to wrap around, looking for somebody home in the slot is Wayzata. They kick it to that far point, south of 5 to play. Here in the second, puts it through a laser low, deflects and goes to the corner. Digging it out, you see again, Rick Lee is there, trying to get possession. The big-sized freshman kicking it, more pressure here. Officials letting them play here today. It's been a clean game thus far. Still, puck caroms up the half wall, trying to flick it beyond. There's Rick Lee. He gets it out to center ice and quickly right back in again. Wayzata. Nato turns, fires it, puts it up at center ice. It's dumped back in. Huskies quickly making a change on the fly. Hosell changes. The only one left out was Nato. Far side missing this. We're going to get a whistle for the ice as a turnaround there. They couldn't get the touch up on the puck. It was Kurtz.
Towards the end of the first period, we really saw this line out here, the Sauer and Murphy line, really kind of come to life. And this whole period, we've seen KJ Sauer really step up his game. Good puck possession, and has made some great opportunities for the Huskies.
Huskies did win that faceoff, but could not hold the zone. And that's something you're starting to see more and more of, winning those draws for Andover. South of 4 to play. We're tied at 2-2. Explosive game as, let's just say, the Huskies have optimized their shots on goal. Down low, trying to slide that under the garage door, but a pad save made by Cash Cruitt. Top of the faceoff circle, buzzing the tunnel again. Wayzata on a high rising wrister, an attempt by Clark. Clark forced back, kicks it over to Neuenfeld. Neuenfeld chips it ahead and a little too far back behind center ice, and they'll get the ice.
Rankings right now, you can see St. Thomas Academy up at number 1, Hill Murray and Moorhead. Moorhead, we saw here a couple weeks ago. We played Edina. Stillwater up there, undefeated so far. Creighton Durham Hall. Rogers dropped down to 7. They were number 2 and 1 earlier. Wayzata number 8, Rosemont undefeated, and they are number 6. And White Bear Lake, you had mentioned, tied Wayzata earlier. They're ranked at number 10.
The goals have come in pairs. In the first period, Wayzata went up 2-0 on a couple of goals, and the Huskies have been able to strike like thunder here in the second. Coming back, Wayzata, drop pass, plenty of room. Sets up, now cutting right back in front. Tangled up, and the Huskies defense that time got just enough of it, although you saw some space as Lupke that time tried to drop it. And some
look
place
at
and time.
Long pass right onto the stick of Max Lugin.
You had him see there, he left it for Cruz Sauer, but unable to convert. Defensively, they got just enough on the puck. Now rushing back the other way, another kick and a beautiful save. Trying to go 5-hole that time. The Huskies to take their first lead of the game. 2.5 to play in the second period. Huskies have come out. We again, have had a clean game thus far. Setting up for just the one penalty, rather. And kick back down low here. The Huskies had the power play opportunity. And Wayzata with a successful kill in that first period. This one lofted up ahead, put right on the stick. Moving in, top wrister, looking, crashing the net, looking for the rebound, trying to find bouncing puck. Who's going to get it settled? Poking, prodding, and we got a whistle and a few punches and sticks getting a bit high. Certainly some fight and vigor out on that ice here tonight.
Wow. Pillinger, skates were above his head for a while there, and he was still able to make this save with 3 Huskies trying to get that bouncing puck past him. Initial shot and you can see right there, skates go up, goalie's on the ground, able to cover it up. Good job by Pillinger to keep his composure during that.
Yeah, and look at all of that. That's a good thing. And the little pop by number 8 there, who put a shot that time to Langfield.
And we've got
Erickson was one that
two double minors, or 2 minors. So let's see.
I think it's the extra one's going to go to number 8. And Erickson, perhaps, as you can see, the punch landed on Langfield. That may be the one that they get the extra penalty on. But
so that's Babineau right there. Luke is in there and kind of expected that. And then we've got 2 Trojans in there as well. So it'll be a power play with 2 minutes and 12 seconds left.
That is the extra one. Shot by Erickson, or the punch that landed. Huskies get their second man advantage of the game. They bring a lot more juice to this power play than they did in the first period. Certainly a threat. Whistled it up. It goes off the wall and back of the glass and back on the ice. So the faceoff will take place in the Wayzata end of the ice. Again, you say head coach Pat O'Leary in his 14th year with Wayzata. 223, 122, and 22 was his career record. Down low, trying to take it deep and set up the power play. Pinching in is Langfield. Wayzata trying hard to work it out. They do. Mission accomplished. They clear. 120 left on the power play here for Andover, and 130 left in period number 2. Huskies circle behind their own net, bring it up. Try to control, pickpocket it there. Nice play to get that and send it deep by Colmanero. Good move, takes more time off that power play for the Huskies. And now south of a minute to go on the man advantage. Reversing near the face-off circle. There's Langfield setting up top of the face-off circle. Toe drag there, puts a shot on. Pure save that time by Pillinger. It deflects. Another shot comes in front. Justin Trent trying to distract, and the focus was in front that time with number 22 for the Huskies and Keaton Coe. Just under 45 to play in this second period. 30 left on the man advantage for Andover. Try to maneuver it in, but now it's on the stick of Finn D. St. Hubert, who just lets some more time go off that penalty kill before he launches it deep. 15 seconds left on the man advantage. Huskies trying to get it going here, and they've tied it up 2-2 here in the second period, looking to take their first lead of the game with seconds left in the second period. They'll set up there, and now back at full strength is Wayzata. Poke checked in the corner, taken away from the Huskies in the corner. They move it. They dive to get it beyond. That is Wayzata beyond the blue line. Now come back the other way. 3 seconds left in the second period. Shot here, glove save, catch and release, and Cruitt ends the second period with a save, and the Huskies end the second period with a tie, 2-2.
Yeah, excellent period by the Huskies. Good skating, a nice job on some nice plays within their own or within the Wayzata zone. Goal scored by Sauer and Lujan, and we're going to go to period number 3. Good period coming up. Great period so far, and good hockey game.
Huskies bring the smoke, the swagger, and they bring 2 goals to that second period. Join us for the third period just moments away.
You dim the lights, honey, I'll stoke the fire. Christmas is finally here.
Yes, the farmers market season has started. The Andover Farmers Market is now in its new location. Due to construction, the market has moved down the road to Riverdale Church. With fresh flowers, locally grown produce, and artisan goods, it's always a treat to see what's new. The supportive and collaborative atmosphere among the vendors is truly great to see and enhances the market experience. Whether you're a longtime visitor or new to the farmers market, there's always something fresh and exciting to discover. Don't miss out on the live music, adding a special touch to your visit. Remember, the market runs every Tuesday from 2 to 6 p.m. until the end of October. It's a perfect opportunity to support local farmers and artisans while enjoying high quality and adding fresh products to your meals. See you at the market.
Very good. Well, my name is Joe Field, and that's significant because I actually found out 6 years ago that isn't my name. 6 years ago, I actually found my dad for the first time. I was 60, so it kind of gives you a clue as to my age. But aside from that, I found my dad, even though I was never adopted. My mother had died 20-some years prior, never told me who he was except he was a fireman or a fire in the Air Force. That's all I had to go on other than the city of my birth. So decades of trying to find him off and on. I grew up fatherless, in the projects, in poverty, evicted 7 or 8 times. But somehow I made it to, on the law school and became an attorney. It was quite a journey, but throughout my life, like one piece of a puzzle missing out of 1,000 pieces, it just bugged me that I didn't know who my dad was. And then I was able to find him 6 years ago. And I share that in the book, how I did that. It does have something to do with DNA, family trees and things of that sort. So that comes in handy. 7 new siblings. They accepted me with wide open arms, which is amazing. So I wrote this story about how I found my dad, but the story became more than that because they had, they wanted to know, well, where did I live? How did I become a lawyer and all this? So I wrote this story, this memoir of being raised fatherless. But see, Finding Joe Adams, that's my book, Finding Joe Adams. That's my dad's name. We were featured on national television, Fox and Friends, when we met back on July 29th, 2017. Actually, we were on TV together 2 days later, and they interviewed us. And it was a wonderful time. I flew down to the Houston area to meet him. And it was a powerful, impactful time. And that one missing piece of the 1,000-piece puzzle was snapped into place, and it completed something. But my emotions were so strong, I had to write about that story and then write about my rather quirky, eventful life that I equate to The Pursuit of Happiness meets Forrest Gump. Oh boy, that's a mixture. That's my life. And I wrote this story, and I've gotten an award from Reader's Favorite, bronze medal in Christian nonfiction, because Finding Joe Adams is not only about finding my dad, it's about God finding me. And my name is actually Joe Adams too, I learned. And so it has a couple meanings. And so it's a talk about my faith walk, a God I stiff-armed most of my life, but later in my life I came to accept him, and I began to see how he used other people to steer me in the right direction. And so this is a story about overcoming obstacles. It's about finding someone, a relative, a family member that you haven't seen, that you want to connect with, and how can you go about doing that. I explain that process in this book, but it's primarily about what it takes to overcome those obstacles that seem to always have you down. It's a book of encouragement and perseverance. So that would sum it up in a few minutes, and what Finding Joe Adams is all about. By the way, it did get a silver medal by Reader's Favorite a year later for a nonfiction audiobook. So it's an audiobook format as well. So that is it about Finding Joe Adams.
So So here in Andover, we have what we call our Adopt a Park program. We have over 70 parks and open spaces that we maintain. So any help we can get from the public, we greatly appreciate. So currently we do have a handful of parks available for adoption. The way the program works is you reach out to our Public Works Administrative Assistant, Danielle, and she can set you up on it's a 2-year commitment that you clean the park twice a year. We supply the garbage bags and everything, and then we'll come pick them up after your event. And it's a 2-year commitment. You get a sign at the park recognizing, whether it's your family, some local businesses do it as a way of just giving back to the community. So any help with the Adopt a Park program is always greatly appreciated in helping keep the Andover parks clean. So we ask a minimum of twice a year, a spring and fall cleanup. You're welcome to do it as many times a year as possible. Obviously, the more often you do it, the less trash there is to pick up. So, but twice a year is the commitment that we ask for people when they sign the contract. So, with all the parks, a lot of them are neighborhoods, and a lot of families just kind of adopt them as like their own park. So, they're in their backyard. They help keep them clean, and it's always appreciated from our staff and myself and everyone here at the city. People enjoy it. People take ownership in it. Like I said, they start calling it their park. So people seem to enjoy the program, and we've really had great success with it. And currently we have most of our parks are adopted, but we do have a handful. If anyone's interested, they can reach out to go to our City Andover website, into the Parks Department, and look for our Danielle Lensmeyer. She's the one who manages that program, and she can get you set up.
The Andover Community Center. A beautifully renovated building is ready for your next adventure.
So yeah, we're coming up on our 20th anniversary here later this summer. For the ice arena, the facility as a whole, including the YMCA, opened, it'll be 20 years next summer. But yeah, early on in the planning process, the city got together with the YMCA and formed a partnership. So not only do we have our gymnasiums and the 2 ice rinks and walking track, multiple community rooms that are all operated by the city, but then the YMCA has all the fitness, the studios, the pools. Another gymnasium, multiple community rooms again. But yeah, again, going back to maybe the early folks that designed the building before I was here, you're right, we get a lot of compliments. The black concrete floors, all of the wood beams, all the woodwork through the building. We work really hard as a staff to maintain all these spaces. We took opportunity here this spring actually to do a fair amount of updates going on 20 years. It was time to refinish floors and do a lot of painting and that type of stuff. But yeah, it's certainly a beautiful building. You know, we take a lot of pride in the community center here. It's a beautiful facility. I would encourage anybody that's maybe not made it in here to just stop in, visit our information desk. We can take you on a tour. Be happy to show you all of the schedules, all the activities, and really just all the opportunities that the community center has, both for residents and non-residents. Also our partnership with the Y, you can stop and visit their desk, talk about Y memberships and all the great programs they run as well. So definitely come and see us. Fun Fest is coming up here in just a few weeks, and that's a great opportunity if you're going to be on the grounds for Andover Fun Fest. Make your way over to the community center, It's a good spot to come cool off a little bit, grab some concessions, whatever you need, and come visit us.
My name's Joe Schalbetter, and I am actually the recently retired from the position CEO of States Manufacturing. And today we're actually celebrating 100 years in business in Minnesota. The company was founded in 1924 by my grandfather, Tony Schalbetter, and we moved here to Champlin not quite 2 years ago, after being in Golden Valley since the late 1960s. We grew out of our existing facility and knew that we needed to expand to a much larger facility, and we ended up here in Champlin, and it's been a great location for us. It was the right size building we were looking for at the time. It fit a lot of good, there's just a lot of good things about it. But what we didn't realize is how close some of our employees actually live to this facility. One of them lives 2 blocks away, another one lives 3 blocks away. So the commute really became much shorter for the majority of our employees. We're a manufacturer of electrical power distribution products. So the way I explain it to people is we don't build things for your house, but we build big gray or white or different green boxes that keep the lights on in buildings. Being able to give our employees, Twins tickets, or maybe there's some Vikings tickets, some cool, there's a lot of neat things going on. I talked about stepping away from the CEO position. That's because my son, who's 4th generation to run the company, is now the CEO. And he's a 30-some-year-old. I'm 61. And the culture's been a big part of the company, and it's really started to come together in the last few years. We moved here, and we had, I believe it was right around 60 employees. And last week, I believe it was last week or this week, we went over 100. So in less than 2 years, we have almost doubled our workforce, and we're not stopping. And we believe that giving a lot of people some of those, if we go back to our core values, the opportunities that exist for even brand new employees or employees that have only been here for a few years. It's really, and a day like today, to try to include the families, bringing in the games for the kids and bringing in the food trucks. Who knew what a food truck was 15 years ago? Yeah, I know. So just a lot, and the weather today, we couldn't have gotten luckier.
This Saturday matinee here at the Andover Community Center, Wayzata Andover tied 2-2, has quickly become a feature presentation here on QCTV. Welcome back, Joe Rulin, along with Jim Childs. And what a second period, an explosive one for Andover.
Absolutely. You see right there, good tip in from KJ Sowers. He was able to score. And then Cash Pruitt and the lockdown defense of Andover came up huge. Cash Pruitt on a nice couple of saves. And then a quick snipe from Owen Lujan as he gets his first goal of the season. We're tied at 2, Joe. This is the heavyweight fight that we kind of thought it might be is happening as we get into the late rounds.
They did. Huskies unable to convert on a power play opportunity in that second period and on one in the first, but nonetheless, the Huskies have been able to match the energy of Wayzata. Here you get a look at the head coach in his 14th season for the Trojans and Pat O'Leary. He and Mark Manny combined, both with over 200-plus wins throughout their career. And we'll see what kind of a charge and insight that coaching staff for the Huskies have inspired with their Husky squad to get them going as they did in that second period. But the key thing, though, is they matched that explosiveness and the energy that Wayzata came out with in the first period.
Yeah, they matched, and at times were exceeding that. Let's put it that way. And this line right here that's out there, Coe, Murphy, and Sauer really made a big impact.
It is the Trojans who start out there with the Kurtz, Pyle, and Hendricks line. Quickly back. Sauer puts a shot on, and he kind of leaked through the defense and put a good look in. Trying to hold the zone, unable to do so, sent all the way back, and Cruitt takes it behind the net and now tries to get a good outlet pass to the near side on the breakout to Lutkin. Lutkin with an assist, or with the goal rather, to tie it up. Inside, Rister off the stick that time. The knob that looked like of Cruitt. That's a pretty focused save there by Cruitt. Now another thing, holding the pressure, continuing it up, but now eluding the blue line. Wayzata brings it right back in. Poke checked away. Given up that time by Erickson. More pressure, cycling in. Explosive here. Sauer with a shot. Cruz Sauer for Wayzata. Another wrister just inside the blue line. That one taken by D. St. Hubert and gobbling up the save.
Good save to get that pad out there, lower left, kind of on the far side, and great save by Cruitt again. He's money.
Cash. Chance here. Face off. Dot. Controlled. Goes to the corner there. Lutke, who scored the first goal of the game, gave Wayzata a 1-0 lead early in that first period, less than a minute in. Tries again, shot short side. Trying to put it between the pad and the post of Cruitt, turned away. Huskies finally able to work it out of their own end. Rolls off the stick of Johansson that time and sent right back in. Wayzata goes puck hunting in the Andover end. Holding the zone inside, now back out again, deflects. Huskies trying to carry it out. Here's Babineau. Babineau lofts this one, flutters at Andover end. Coming out to get it, Babineau. A little connection and bump onto Pellinger, and quickly back is Wayzata.
Like Pellinger gets out of the net, and it's kind of an adventure.
Moving here, good speed, good burst, shot above the dot to the faceoff. That one's deflected off the mark to the corner. Trying to get control is Rickley. Rickley unable to get there, his stick lifted, and back will come Wayzata. Some crafty play that time on the defensive D. St. Hubert to get possession of the puck. Taking a swat. Giacomini that time with attempt there. Giacomini again will try to bring it in, and Rickley now circles in. Into the corner, now near side. Sanders has it, sends it across a little bit behind that time. But the defense moving in, and Johansson couldn't quite get the momentum he had after receiving that pass behind. And now Huskies try to carry in again. Sanders will do the honors here, drops it to Rickley. Rickley near face-off circle, drops it here. Giacomini puts the shot on, a good-looking shot. Rebound kicks up in that high slot. A lot of sticks going after it, and finally it caroms back out to center ice. The Huskies promptly send it right back in. Giamani again will get a look that time and hops his stick at the half wall. Wayzata trying to work it out. They lose an edge as they make the cut to head in, and that was Bierman who lost the edge. 2-2 tie. 13 minutes to play here in the third period. Caroms to the wall, no one there to hold the zone. It snugged that board and unable to really come off of it. Collision at center ice, chips away, and now across. Up ahead to Murphy. Murphy gains the line, sets it up, looks to pass. No, he'll take the shot, but it hits the defenseman's skate and caroms back out. Wayzata on a flash here, trying to get things going as Sauer with a hard check deliver that time to Schmidt in front. Point blank opportunity. Cruitt gets it and makes that save. Shrieking right in front, trying to cut up and make that opportunity was Roeder.
Yeah, Rogers, I think, kind of got lost where he was on the ice.
Moving it around, one-timer. Bierman misses. But you're seeing Wayzata getting back to the tape-to-tape passing around the perimeter and setting up some pretty good scoring opportunities. Trying to hold the zone, picking at it. Nice job doing so there by Clark. Now it's sent to the corner. Wayzata doing a great job of forechecking. A lot what you saw from Andover when they scored that second goal to tie it up. Working back, Nato to the corner. Loses an edge. There to pick up the loose change and move it up ice is Pyle. Pyle stopped just before the blue line. Karam to the corner. Couple of players slipping, sliding, heading down. Looks more like slick in here than it is outside on the roads. A pass goes in. Karam's Pyle guides it to the corner. Huskies really, again, matching that speed and quickness. And here's a chance. Move it in now. Langfield. Caleros does get up, chops it up, tries to stuff it away in the sock drawer. Cannot. Reciprocating back the other way. A tie up. No, turned away. We're going to get a no penalty.
Wow.
Thought I was certain we'd see it there, but Sanders had
great
the
defensive move, huh?
It was. Crafty, I guess. What do we call left-handers who have experience?
Yes.
And so to the corner. Huskies on the breakout. Too hard. Cannot control the pass. Babineau goes off his skate and goes right onto the stick of D. St. Hubert. Hubert trying to bracket it and work that puck loose. It caroms all the way back. And what a display of speed and explosive hockey here as Sauer had brought it back in. He'll give chase in the corner. Compete there with the Huskies trying to get possession. Very little stoppage of play as the team's trying to take it up a notch. This one deflects at center ice, settling the puck. The Huskies now circled, and in comes Rickley. Rickley puts a wrister on, stick save made by Pellinger. Off to the half wall, getting there, slicing, dicing, sending it, and now a chance at center ice. They give it up on the turnover and dump deep into the own by Erickson. Erickson heads to the bench for a quick change, coming right off the bench and putting an elbow right at Rickley after he sent it deep. That was number 18 in Rocky. Andover and Rickley try to carry in. They're going to be forced back out through the neutral zone. Now it's pickpocketed. Wayzata coming back. Puts the shot here. That was by Peterson over the top, controlled at the half board by O'Connell. Puck lifted back on its edge, coming out to play. Pellinger puts it right at the blue line. A good pass, trying to catch the Huskies on a change. It carries back beyond the blue line. 9:20 to go here in this third period. It's been literally non-stop action between these two teams here in this third period. 32-16 shots on goal in favor of Wayzata. A 2-2 tie, and in comes Rogers. These are their Leopold tried to send it across on a pass. It caroms. He gets first to the corner. Sauer's going to unleash a blast. This one misses the net, charging in at that far point. Again, Johansson, but unable to control it, but was able to get it deeper into the zone. Approaching the midway mark of this third period in this 2-2 tie. Exciting play here from the Andover Community Center, and we draw a whistle here.
Well, I tell you what, it is the intensity ratcheted up about tenfold as both these two teams that you've seen, they shorten the bench a little bit too. And we're seeing really lines 1 and 2, and then maybe the third line out there a little bit. But intensity is this is almost like a playoff-like atmosphere right now.
Second consecutive game, the Huskies have overcome a 2-0 deficit to tie it up. Most recent game, a loss to the Red Knights in overtime, a 3-2 loss. Now, the Huskies battling here, more traffic right in front of the goalie. Finally back up as Langfield. And Wayzata moves it out, misses on a pass. Attempt at that time to Schmidt, went off his skate. Huskies try to reciprocate the pressure. Langfield hops the skate and moves across. Pinching in, Sanders to hold the zone at half wall, digging it out, good pressure, ferocious battle along the boards here this afternoon. A wrister goes up top, a rising wrister by Langfield, and a save is secured that time by Pellinger.
Well, I wonder if we can take a chance to look at that Langfield breakaway again. But what a great save by Pellender, and he deserves a drink of water and a towel right now, because that kept that tied at 2 for Wayzata as he comes out. And watch the move he puts on. Goes from the backhand to the forehand back, and then an excellent pad save by Pellender.
Stacked that one pad as Langfield was trying to tuck that puck in the corner drawer. On across, along, back out again. Battle there ensues. NATO is brought down, and they're going to continue to scrap at. He moves them off. Wayzata looks to put it out in front. Good physical play here by Wayzata. Big shot, big kick, rebound that time. Back out again. And you could see Kurtz moving things around, including some of the Husky players, to get to that puck. 7:27 left in this third period.
And Huskies will have their first Section 7 2A opponent coming up next Tuesday, as they'll take on the Bulldogs. Another great rivalry.
Fanning there, and he gives it a chance for Andover to take it in. Coe with that. There we go. The speed of Wayzata. Cut him off from controlling and moving it in across the blue line. Now they get at it. Murphy, Coe scrap at it at center ice. Lechton was back there first initially, but he'll allow his defensive mate to try to clear. Cannot. It's cut off. Held in that time by Pyle. In front, absorbing a check, and here, back the other way. Here comes Sauer. Sauer with Murphy. Sauer puts a laser in and climbed the ladder. Made for a tough glove save. As Sauer getting some pushing and shoving. He was pushing back this time by Finn D. St. Hubert, along with Ballon.
Nice little, just a little wrister that comes in and just handcuffed Pellender.
Yeah, a subtle shot with a lot of velo.
Yes.
And a tough location. As that thing walked the ladder. A little laser. Face off now just to the right of the Wayzata goal. We're tied 2-2. The last goal for Wayzata came about midway through this first period.
Oh,
catching it, putting it right to Langfield. He tried to put a shot, fanned, was tied up just at the last minute there by Ballon. Dropping it back. Huskies really have set a good tempo here in this third period. Not only matching, but at times exceeding that tempo and pace of Wayzata. 6 and change left in this third period. We are tied at 2-2 on a matinee high school hockey feature on QCTV. Thanks for joining us. In front through the blue. Langford couldn't get a stick down that time on the attempt. And now back the other way. Quick glove save. And whoa, flashing that little leather hashtag FTL save there for Cruitt.
Cruitt again. Confidence back there. You can just, this is one of these hockey games that it just kind of comes up that becomes a really fun game to watch and be part of.
Another excellent crowd here at the Andover Community Center. Wayzata tip there. Huskies trying to get their first lead of the game. Circling back now. Wayzata breaks out. Long pass. Trying to connect right at the blue line on a pass to Nolan O'Connell, a big target at 6'4", 180. He's got a couple of goals, 4 assists already this season.
So the Huskies have had 2 overtime games so far, lost both of them, one to Wayzata, and the other to, I believe it was Minnetonka. No, it was Champlain Park.
Tie up there, Sauer really heavily engaged and involved in a lot of activity as he takes this draw, but also that last time took the draw and almost escorted that puck in. Does the same thing here, wins it, puts the shot deflected in the front, shot hits the midsection, a quick shot by Coe, but all of that really started the way of Sauer as he's going to take his 3rd consecutive faceoff here for Andover. He's won the first 2. not only won those first two, but he's been able to get by the centerman to get a shot off. This time they tie his stick up, and Wayzata controls off the draw. They move it up. Back behind, 5:20 to go here in the third. Promptly sent to the near corner, and getting there first is Rogers for Andover. Rogers tries to touch up again, but now there with it is Coe. He puts a backhand onto the sticker. Rogers, Sauer with a good chance. A shot stymied, breaks right between the pads. You can see it there, still live, and some pushing and shoving continuing. But nonetheless, it is a save for Pellinger, a couple of them. He opened up his pads, and you could see it on the blue from this angle.
Yes, he did. What a great job. Casey Rogers, good penetration, gets it over Sauer. Sauer to the forehand, and Pellinger not knowing where it is. Good job by Rogers to keep pounding away. I'm sorry, Murphy to keep pounding away at it.
Digging at it, scrapping for it, and what an exciting game here. It's an early Christmas gift. I love this tempo of the game, the speed, the execution, some excellent goaltending by both squads. And a penalty has been issued. Well, this will be the third penalty whistled on Wayzata. They're 2 for 2 on the penalty kill here this afternoon.
And it's going to be another minor to Coe, I think.
Yeah, it will be. I'd be surprised if it wasn't Sauer.
Well, I guess there's some discussion right now. I don't.
And
so you're going to put Casey Rogers in there.
it will be Rogers, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. I know that this is the last 4 or 5 minutes. You could see Sauer winning a lot of those face-offs, getting second shots after the whistle. A lot of conversation, pushing and shoving. And Rogers gets the box, so they'll wipe off and they'll go 5 aside here. Just under 5 to play. This game has the feel of like a state tournament game. Skill level, execution, the speed, and the goaltending. Lutkin has the second goal for Andover to tie it up. Tries to get by the defense. He did. The puck did not. And now here comes Wayzata forcing their way in. 4-on-4, dropping it. Tried to go short side. Good pressure that time coming in on a burst of speed by Carson Clark.
And Eli Moldy. Boy, he can operate in a phone book or in a phone booth. He is tight spaces and does an excellent job of just getting it on to Cash Druitt.
Taking a face off. Here will be Peterson for Wayzata. In control. Move it up. Back out. Sauer was there to take the draw for Andover. 4 and change remaining. We're tied 2-2. Wayzata jumped out 2-0 in this first period. And Andover answered with 2 of their own in the second. At center ice, there's Coe trying to stick it out of Sauer. Sauer's been buzzing. Sauer puts the shot. A lot of action, as I said. You got it. A good look here. What's coming up for the Huskies and that adrenaline. They're going to travel up north to the Duluth East on the 17th. Then host Rosemount, another excellent team, on 12/26. And then the Holy Angels start out that first year. What a better way than with the Holy Angels. And then Shakopee, I guess, on that 12/28, and the No Cup as well. So upcoming games for Andover. Good talent there. Also some good play coming away for this Wayzata team. We'll get to that momentarily. 3.5 to play, and Wayzata trying to work it out. They have it, and they have the numbers right now. Sent back in deep by Bierman. Bierman catches up with the puck. High slot. Going to get a look. A wrister flicks just wide by Schmidt. Into the corner, held near point. That's Clark. Crossed away. Top of the faceoff circle. Scores! Flicking the puck just beyond and at the right point was Neuenfeld, who found that puck top of the faceoff circle. And it's not about the velo, that was about the location.
Yeah, it came back right to him, and Neuenfeld sent it in. And I don't know if Pruitt was screened at all, but like you said, it wasn't. It looked like it was super hard.
Wayzata reclaims the lead, 3-2. Their first goal since midway through the first period, and now with this 3-2 lead, 3 and change remaining here in the third. Huskies looking here. We'll keep an eye on Cash Pruitt. Moving down, leap, a big blast on that shot from the dot to the faceoff circle. Taken by D. St. Hubert, missed the net.
Clark and Bierman, sorry, Joe. Clark and Bierman on the assist on that.
Chipped and touched there just outside the blue line by Wayzata. They'll give chase. A hard check penalty is coming up on Wayzata. Hard check, and that arm went right up. As it was Max Lutke scored the first goal of the game for Wayzata to give him a 1-0 lead in the first. He's whistled for this penalty. And the Huskies can probably have a 2-man advantage anytime here they want to decide to pull Pruitt.
Yeah, absolutely.
2:38 to play.
Yeah, you're right. That's a good call. And some conversation from Coach O'Leary with the officials on whether that really was a penalty or not.
Controlled off the faceoff finally here by Wayzata. They send it length of the ice. 2.5 to play, the Huskies. Let's set the table. The Huskies are down by 1. They were tied 2-2 moments ago. Wayzata took the 1-goal lead, and now a penalty whistled on Wayzata. Huskies whistle in. They're still keeping Pruitt between the pads, or the pipes rather, with 2 and change remaining. 1:30 left on the power play here. This is the third of the game for Andover. Sauer tries to send a pass across. That's picked up, disrupted, and sent back length of the ice by Pyle. Huskies retrieve the puck and now try to engineer it up ice with the man advantage on the stick of Sauer. Sauer chips it ahead, and that's blocked. Still a scramble for the puck to get possession. Sauer has it back, drops it in front. Loose puck there. The pad is stacked, and the whistle has blown. And we have 1:44 to go. And some pushing and shoving continues after the whistle.
Well, Pillinger lost his glove. There's players on the ice. It was massive humanity right in front of the goal mouth.
Action here put in. Sauer's been knocking on that door, and there to try to power it in was Babineau. He was turned away.
Talking about the Vikings game on Monday nights.
Here we set. Let's look. All set here. Nothing additional. So 1:06 still left on the power play for Andover. Cash Pruitt still between the pipes, and we'll see if that will change. I don't know if they'll pull him when it's outside that blue line for this draw, but 1:44 is what's left. That would give them a 2-man advantage. 1:06 is left on the penalty for Wayzata. Their penalty kill has been immaculate here thus far, 2 for 2 on the afternoon.
Well, Coach, we see our upcoming schedule for QCTV. We've got the orchestra concert coming up on Tuesday, along with some member cities basketball. Champlain Park against Anoka. At Anoka, Hill Murray the next day at Anoka, and that's boys basketball. It's an Anoka week as Hopkins and Anoka for girls hockey on Thursday the 19th, and we're hitting into the Christmas time, and it will be a good time. And you can see right now it looks like it's snowing on from our scorebug up on top.
Yeah, you know what? That's just going to flatten my hair. A little snow and a rain. It's tough to get some rebound on the Joe flow when it's not working like that. But so we have the table set. We have a 1-goal deficit for Andover. Wayzata moments ago reclaimed the goal. Reclaimed the lead on a go-ahead goal late here in the third. And Cash Pruitt still between the pipes. At 1:44 left here in this third period. Huskies are down by a goal, and there's still now a buck. 1 minute left on the power play. Now Pruitt is back on the bench. Well, he's on the bench now, and an empty net is in play. Sauer tries to carry it in. He just runs over. Player there, Clark. It bounces beyond the blue line, but empty net for the Huskies. Extra attacker is on. That means there's two attackers, two-man advantage right now for Andover. But Sauer has problems getting the pass across, deflected there nicely on the defense for Wayzata. Ahead, Carrion. Now 30 seconds left on the power play. Two-man advantage again for the Huskies. Lifted and moved beyond a shorty. Empty net, looking to buy. Here's a chance to close it up and delivering it. An empty net goal. Buried. And that time the goal tallied by number 16. And that'll close it up in the dagger goal.
Yeah,
picked up
right
by
there,
Moldy.
I think it hit. It looks like it hit hit one of the players on the bench.
And I think NATO thought they were going to whistle that because it did hit a player, or he thought it had. Nonetheless, the loose change is picked up. It's skating in. They're having a discussion right now, seeing if the goal will remain.
They'll have a discussion with Coach Manny now.
And it wouldn't be normal to see NATO just watch the player pick up the puck and go to an empty net. He was pretty certain that it did hit one of the players.
Yeah, and you could see the jump from one of the players on the bench as it hit him. So really tough call, tough break for the Huskies. That should have been a whistle.
The empty goal will stay. 4-2, Langfield comes in with the surge. Still a power play there for the Huskies with 8 seconds left. Pinching in, Sauer. And a one-time blast on Leash, and that was NATO. And a nice save made by Pellinger. Through the neutral zone now, 35 seconds left, and back at full strength is Wayzata. Any chance here for Cash Crew, and he'll probably head to the bench for the extra attacker. Skating in now, Sewer again. Sauer leaves it there. Shot, scores! Just like that, Langfield left in the high slot. Blisters one by, and the Huskies back to within a goal at 4-3.
Nice job. Langfield made no mistakes. He deposited that one. Just about ripped the net off. And a great job by Sauer to just keep control. Get in the zone, look, or get your head up.
Sauer's been explosive and strong on the puck. Set it up to Langfield, and Langfield in the high slot blistered it by. Pellinger. Goal is empty. Extra attacker already on as we have 15 seconds left. Sauer backhands it on. Save is made by Pellinger. He keeps that clock moving, and the puck flutters its way just below us. Jim, I'm surprised you didn't make a glove save on that.
I had the leather out. Just went off.
Well, I saw Pete Anderson with those chopper mittens. It's just down from us. I thought for sure he'd get a chopper mitten on it. 10 seconds left. Face off. Just to the left of the Wayzata goal. Extra attacker on, trying to get their second empty netter. It's a race to the puck here. NATO sets it up, and this will be the second empty goal. Empty netter here in this third period. That will certainly be your dagger. On the goal by Cruz, Sauer for Sauer, his second goal of the season. Moldy had the other empty netter for Wayzata earlier here in this third period. That was his fourth goal of the season. But Huskies, I got to tell you, Jim, they're so close to getting that and winning and getting over the top here at 0-7. But today they were tied 2-2. And
you know, I remember last year they were also in a lot of these games. They were a 3-4 team at one time and ended up getting back to the sectional final. I know there'll be some disappointed skaters on the skating off the ice, but just trust the process and they'll be there, especially when they get into the Section 7 schedule.
Hey, mindset, the mojo, the scoring is picking up, and the Huskies unfortunately take a loss this afternoon to Wayzata by a score of 5-3, but so close. You can just feel ready to hit that next gear. These Andover Huskies, they fall to 0-8. Meanwhile, the Trojans, well, they move to a mark of 5-2-1 for the number 8 ranked team in Class 2A. An exciting matchup here on a matinee at Andover Community Center, but a loss. Falling short, Andover by a score of 5-3. I'm Joe Rulin, along with Jim Childs. Hey, thanks for the staff and the team and the QCTV crew and Ryan and the truck and the whole crew. Excellent job. Thanks for joining us. Have yourself a major league day at a minor league price.